Chicago, ICAA 24, and I've got Josh Eidson.
Eidson. Yep.
Eidson. Really? Okay. That's one thing I've noticed about doing these is that everybody has a different name than what I would have guessed it was based on their Facebook profile. Just about everybody, it seems like.
I mean, I think you said it right as far as like the German where it came from, but like over the years, just being American,
Sure.
we changed things. So
right. So
Yeah.
Eidson. Okay.
Yep.
What's your company name?
JE Restorations. So Josh Eidson Restorations.
So you do more than just foam then?
Used to do a lot of like just basic construction and stuff, but I hated it. So now I like everything that I need is in my trailer, pumping out of barrels. I don't have to run back to the, lumber yard and get a little screw or whatever else it was to finish the project. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like pretty much just foam, or you do other odds and ends too?
Yeah, pretty much foam now. So I'm about to do an attic when I get back. So it was just caught on fire. So I have some like rafters to repair, but not too much of that. I just do that because it's fun. So I used to do a lot of fire restorations, but I don't anymore. So whatever, it's fun, really, kind of switch it up a lot, so I don't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah. Where are you located?
Marshall, like pretty close to the middle of Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, big agriculture town, so a lot of farming and stuff there.
Oh yeah. So how long did it take you to get out to Chicago?
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to take 6 hours, 45 minutes, but had a couple long stretches I got with it. So
drive. Wow, I feel like there's someone else here from Missouri that I saw. Oh, it was Lomax.
He's from here. He's from Illinois.
Oh, he is.
He's close.
Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah, no, it wasn't him. Then it was somebody else.
Might be on the border. He's definitely from Illinois, though.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. Yeah, he's from Illinois. That's right. So we were kind of, we were talking before we got started with this podcast here, and you mentioned you're like, I like this. See, this is downtown Chicago. This is as much downtown as I've ever seen of Chicago, and I'm basically on the other side of the lake. I'm on the other side of Lake Michigan. I mean, if the lake was frozen and you could drive on it, I could get home in less than half the time.
Should have brought your boat.
I don't have a boat. I've got jet skis, but that's too long of a ride, and I don't think I'd have enough gas. But I would like to do that. That would be fun. Maybe for a little while until it gets old.
Yeah, I want to take a boat out here to do that. Just go across the Great Lake.
Yeah.
Just a practice before going through the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not a lot of people that do it, really. I mean, I don't know how familiar you're with the Great Lakes and everything, but if you were going across the lake, I mean, you've probably got a pretty good sized yacht. There's almost nobody that does it.
Yeah, I don't have a big yacht. I'm going to try to do it on like a little bass boat. So
right.
It's probably not the smartest, but maybe start with the Great Lake before I go to the ocean.
You're going to cross the ocean with a boat?
I want to. I mean, I heard there's there's some place where just 30 miles until you get to like an island. It's not, is it the Bahamas?
Oh yeah, down there, sure.
It's not very far at all.
You could, yeah, okay.
If you were going fast, you could do it. But
I thought you meant like you were gonna try to cross like the Atlantic or something.
Hell no.
I was like, no. That's probably not gonna happen, dude.
No, I've talked it over. The only thing you really need is like an expensive radio to call for help. I don't think that help costs money, so you just have to be able to call help.
Are you talking about in the Bahamas?
Yeah, in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, like down there,
Coast Guard or something will come get me if I need it.
Yeah, they got Coast Guard everywhere down there. Yeah, you got to have a pretty good sized boat even to be. I mean, you could cross Lake Michigan with just about anything, but your chance of running into trouble and it could be pretty good. And
yeah,
I don't know, but there's a guy that lives not too far from where I live and grew up, and he swims across it for real. Like he does, like, it's like a fundraiser. Like he does it for, I don't know if it's some sort of kids thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like probably a few days, maybe.
Yeah, does he have to take a break on a boat?
I don't know. I don't remember. He uses like one of those, like a buoy, just to make sure like it doesn't drown. like I don't know, some sort of thing that's inflatable or whatever, and it's like roped to him.
Hmm.
It's like roped to his leg or his arm or something, and
Very
and
interesting.
just makes
I'm
it.
not doing that.
Yeah, it's like
No way.
it's like a uh fundraiser for kids or something like that. But he's old now. I mean, he's got to be well into his 60s.
Gosh,
He's been
dang.
doing it for probably 20 years, and there's sometimes he doesn't make it.
I lived in Colorado Springs for about a year, and there was like this old man that always walked to the top of the Pikes Peak like every morning. So I always thought that was wild.
Where's
Like,
Pikes Peak?
it's like one of the tallest, Colorado Springs. It's like
Oh
one
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
tallest
That's where
mountains.
they race cars up there and all that
Yep.
sort of stuff. So what? Some guy he walks up there every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's intense, man. And besides
So
that, there's like no oxygen. Like I went up to the top just to play around and stuff, just at the top, and like I got tunnel vision from like no oxygen, just like about to pass out type stuff. So it's new. It's weird. It takes some getting used to. So
I guess so.
I'd say it'd be on that level of swimming across an ocean.
Yeah.
Way above what I could do.
Yeah. Some people they live for that. They have fun.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. So we were talking about Chicago, and honestly, I've been to Chicago, probably sometimes I just drive through it. Sometimes I maybe am here for a day or a night, but it's very, very rare. And yeah, you're like, this is cool. I like it. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of do too. It is kind of cool. There's a ton of foot traffic. I've never seen this much foot traffic in my life. And it's layered. This town is so layered with like, there's no cars really anywhere, but there are cars underground where you can't see them.
A level under you.
And there's another one under that. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's nuts. I mean, there's in some spots. I mean, some areas it's like this whole town has a basement that you can walk around in and like, drive around in. And
Google Maps isn't the best at like getting you out of some place
because you might be on the wrong level.
It took me like an hour to get to a parking spot here too. So I got brought a truck with a ladder rack too. So like everywhere is like 6'6" height.
Oh yeah. You can't.
I measured. I'm 7'2". That's the exact one I'm in right now. So like I was like scraping to get it in there.
Yeah. It's different, and I don't know if I've ever stayed in the area like with just tall buildings everywhere. I've never been to New York City, so I've been here, and I've never been to LA. I don't have much to compare this with. And I came out here. I brought my wife and kids out here about 8 months ago, and we just had like a weekend vacation and everything. We just took the train in from Michigan, and so anyway, that was fun. But this is a little bit in a different spot, and this is different. They got at the Willis Tower. The Willis Tower is down the road a little ways, but it used to be called the Sears Tower, right? You've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Because it was a Sears Tower for a long, long time. And they have a place where they have you can step out. You can step out on a glass ledge. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen those. Not that one in particular, but yeah.
So it's the Sears Tower at one point in time was the tallest building in the world. I think it only had that claim to fame for like 2 years or something until something else was built.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you can go up there. You go up to one of the top floors. So I don't know, in like 80th floor or something. And the ledge that you step out on, I would say the platform is 3 to 4 feet by 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now I think my wife's been there. Yeah, I was a picture of her in there. Yep.
Yeah. And so I brought my wife and my 2 kids last January, and unfortunately it was really hazy. It was really foggy. So it looking out and looking down,
you didn't get the good view.
You didn't get the real grasp of how high up you were and all that, but it was okay. But my daughter, and sometimes she surprises me. She was laying on her belly on this platform. I mean, I don't think she really understood like the craziness of it. Like,
yeah,
she was like, whatever. I mean, I'm not falling, so it's all good, And she is like doing snow angels on her belly, like just laying on this thing and having a good time. And I am freaking out. I'm like, I can't get my brain to wrap around the fact that I am got nothing but me and like an inch of glass
Yeah.
between flying down to the street.
Yeah. I used to do vertical construction before this, like welding towers and stuff. And I had to
Really?
lie on the application, said I wasn't afraid of heights, but I was. But like walking on the expanded metal where you can see under you and you're like 200 foot in the air or something. Like even though I was on something solid, like it took used to. It took a lot to get
I
used to it.
bet.
Like it's like, oh, not wanting to let go of something. But now I'm just like,
It's all in how much you can trust it. Like
yeah.
when you lose trust in something or you don't have trust in something, that's when it gets scary.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been on some sketchy stuff though, so
Yeah. What's your spray for? Oh, you already asked. It's JE
yep.
Restorations, right? And how long you been doing that?
Since 2016.
2016.
Yep.
Wow.
So 8-9 years. This is going on my 9th year.
Yeah. Wow. How old are you?
34.
34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Started about 25 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do before that?
The vertical construction. So
that was the
yeah, and I
just
was running a
before that.
crane and stuff. So I don't know why these people let me run a crane. I never understood the load charts or anything. It was dangerous, man. I posted on Facebook, "Do you even lift?" and like a picture of me on the crane, and they fired me.
They fired you for that?
Hired me back like the next week. Like I'd always get fired, and they'd
Why did you fire someone
make
for
another
that?
company policy about what not to do.
Oh, they probably fired you because you were saying, "Do you even
We
lift?"
should
And they probably knew that like you
I got
really
what they're
aren't supposed to
saying.
be doing it or
Well,
something.
yeah, because I was lifting heavy equipment off roofs with people around it. So my full attention needs to be just staring at them doing nothing.
Oh,
But that's just so hard for me to do. I'm just like looking at this, looking at that, playing with my
yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Crane operator probably wasn't the best job for me. So
vertical construction. So like that's just building structures with I-beams mostly. Is that what you mean by that?
So we built a lot of towers that like held the legs and the pipes that move grain. So around the grain bins, there's towers and stuff, like big facilities, feed mills, stuff like that. A lot of agriculture stuff.
Agriculture
so a lot of
stuff.
what I'm working on right now.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do a lot of those.
I go back to these these same places I've worked on and doing
really?
roof and coatings
Oh,
and
really?
stuff
Like
like
ones
on
that
them.
you built
Yeah.
years ago. You're like, holy cow, I'm spray foaming this now.
Yeah,
too?
actually, there
That's
is
crazy.
one I built. Yeah, in like about 10 years ago, help these people, and I'm going back in next week to go talk to them. So that's real cool.
It's wild. I mean, some of the things that we spray foam, if you've been doing it long enough, you may go back and do you might spray a barn or something that you're like, I played in this barn when I was a kid, like with my friend for whatever reason. Like maybe you had a friend that lived there for a short time or whatever, and then you know what I mean? You remember the barn, and then here it is like 20 years later, 30 years later, whatever, and you're like, here I am back here spray foaming this thing. That's so crazy. I've had a couple of those. I'm sure just about everybody has.
Yeah. So like I fought a lot in school. So like they kicked me out a lot. I barely made it. Like I was drinking a lot. They would like tell me like, hey, you're not being slick. You're throwing your beer cans in the parking lot. We got cameras. We know where the cans are coming from. Should have expelled me, but they didn't. So going back to that place, walking in the door and seeing the look on the teacher's face, like as they seeing me talk business to like the office people, was the coolest feeling ever.
What were you going back there for?
To do a job, like to work for them.
You did some work at the school?
Yeah, and had to go into like the office to like get a check or something. So like they was giving me a check, and then a teacher that probably didn't think that I'd amount to anything, probably just be working at McDonald's or something. Get to see me in there. It felt really cool. Just one of those, I didn't think I'd be back here doing work for sure. Barely made it out.
They're like, no way. He's back and he's actually not. That's funny. Yeah. Some of that's interesting, really. So you got any kids?
Nope.
Nope. Wife?
Yep.
How long you been married?
3 years.
3 years.
Yep.
Nice. And what's she do?
School teacher.
She's a teacher
Yep.
for
Small town.
yeah, the town that you live in, or
Nope. No. So I say I'm from Marshall, so I'm actually living in a small town next to it. But
Okay.
where she drives an hour. So I was
She drives
telling
an
you,
hour to go to school?
yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
told you like earlier before we started, I would like for her to quit, but like 2 hours every day just to designate with driving.
Right.
And it's on like a highway that's not very safe. So
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of dangerous roads and stuff. So it'd be one of my goals to get her just to do my office type stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right. What grade is she teaching?
2nd grade.
Oh, okay. So pretty young.
Yep.
Second grade's like what, like 7?
Something like that.
7.
They're
Yeah.
real little kids.
Yeah. And that's a public school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real small town. So she'll hit some of the students never had a mother figure in their life. And then they're their first, like,
Oh.
it's
She's
that
like
small town, like druggy type town where there's you hear a
Oh, okay.
lot of stuff. She had to stop telling me because I just want to talk to people about how they're treating their kids.
Yeah.
It sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a good thing that she's in their life.
Yep.
Maybe
Absolutely.
maybe she shouldn't leave and work for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, does she enjoy it for the most part?
Yeah, she really does. She's got good students this year and last year. She had a few bad students like several years in a row, which made it terrible.
Oh,
So as long as she don't have like bad students, it ain't gonna be bad. So
okay.
can't say too much more than just bad students with that.
I suppose that's kind of probably what it's like, being a teacher is like, yeah, I mean, a student or two could probably kind of ruin your whole year, and you have your good years and your bad years mostly because of who is coming through your door every morning.
Well, you wouldn't think it, but like someone like the 2nd graders are like stabbers.
What?
Piece of glass or bringing a knife, stabbing other kids or their teachers. So
Holy cow!
to get like a couple of those in a year, yeah, it's like Chucky or something, like
that's
a doll.
Really tough, man. That's got to be like a super kind of being a teacher's.
Yeah, I just like to spray the foam.
Yeah, I mean, there's
spray the foam.
I know there's nothing wrong with that. Spray some foam and work for yourself. But no, there's jobs today that there's a lot of cops that are I've noticed for whatever reason, like you see like someone starting up spray foam company and they used to be cops. I've seen like at least three of them that I can think of. Talked to some of them on the phone, and because a lot of them are just so sick of being cops, they're like, I just can't do that anymore. It used to be such a great, just an honoring job that everybody treated these people with respect and everything, and they're just not getting the respect that they deserve. And they're like, I am not going to put my life on the line or risk going to prison for the rest of my life, because people just want to be the way they are. It's like, they're not getting the respect that they deserve anyway. And they're just like, no, I'm not doing this. And I mean, cops, I think it all depends. I mean, which one you are. Yeah. But I mean, the pay is okay.
I didn't like the cops in my town. I kind of like all the cops we have in the town now. So,
well, you're probably not doing.
Yeah, it was probably more of me. So we didn't just see eye to eye on stuff, but I really like the cops that are in my town now. So,
but the teachers, chewing on some ice here. The teachers are, it's kind of the same thing. They have to deal with so much, and yet they don't really get rewarded for it quite as much. Yep. And so, yeah, a lot of these jobs that I saw, you saw growing up, we all had so much respect for some of these people, even if we didn't necessarily like them personally. They're just like, nah, and we're going to run into a situation, I think, where it's just going to be really hard to get some of those certain people into the trades or into their trade. I mean,
I'd say for sure. Yeah, they need to start paying more, getting more training for those people.
Well, and they need more money too.
I don't know like where you're from, but Highway Patrol in Missouri has always been on it. You don't see a Highway Patrol like out doing bad stuff or anything. They'll put them in an office job quick. So
What do you mean?
They're just really well trained.
Oh yeah.
Like town cops
Oh yeah,
is where you always
like
hear corruption or stuff, but like state patrol,
oh yeah,
by the book.
Anyway, what do you got for a rig?
I got a spray easy right now. So
do you?
Yeah, I got I got a couple really nice jobs lined up to get everything I need to get a Graco H XP2. Yeah, just the complete opposite of a spray easy though.
It's on the higher end. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I might be saying the name.
You're doing that soon, you said?
Yeah. Yep. I'll be doing. I've got the spray easy built onto a cart so we can lift it up onto the roof, and I'm going to do polyurea roofs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're getting out of spray and foam and walls?
I don't know if I can ever just fully get out of it. Right. No one's moved in around me to take care of that for it. So I still have a lot of work to do.
So you're gonna get one that is like you just fork it up there, and you got a lot of flat roofs around you.
Yeah. I do a lot of like grain facilities, like what I was saying, like I worked on before. So I'd like to just stick with that. So
have you done any roofs yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I've been doing roofs, spray foam roofs for like 4 or 5 years. I didn't start straight out of the gate. I waited a few years, but had Matt Yutzi help me. Might be saying his last name wrong.
I don't know if I recognize that name.
Yeah, he just helped me. He's a Conklin guy, but helped me get going, make sure I was comfortable, and just took off. Just help on just one, really.
Yeah.
Been loving it, man. I could do them by myself. Like, I don't even need help. The only thing I got to watch is, like, spraying, make sure I don't back off the roof.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You really do. You get in a rhythm. You kind of just
you forget what you're up to.
That's all you want to pay attention to is that wave, riding the wave.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to make sure you put something up against the like 5 feet from the wall or something, so you can, if you get in that, you get zoned out.
Yeah, I try to leave my hose in a certain way, so that way I don't like max out my hose, but like get it to where it's like pulls tight, a little tighter or something right at the end, something to give me like a little reminder.
Yep.
And then I'll even do like the very last in like 6 foot, like it's at the last too, sideways too.
Yeah. Ever get in any trouble doing that, like screwing anything up or getting stuff on cars?
A couple oversprays. Who hasn't? That's in this industry. Yeah. I mean, it's like paint with a parachute.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's for someone who's never done it like me. It's kind of, sometimes it's just weird to believe that the foam that's blowing around in the air lands on cars. It's like, how long has it taken from that overspray, that microscopic whatever, to get from the gun to the car? It seems like it'd have to be like at least like, I mean, it depends on the wind, but at least like maybe 10 seconds or more.
Because I've had them claim like 150 yards.
Yeah,
the inside
150 yards,
not outside of the ATM. The inside components of an ATM, 150 yards away.
It went into the inside components of an ATM machine.
I don't believe it.
No way.
Insurance paid for it, so
insurance sometimes just bends over if they feel like it's just necessary.
Yeah,
I wish that they didn't. I wish that they would bend over for me sometimes, because they seem to want to rip off the customer pretty good. But anyway, that's weird. But no, like, what I'm talking about is the time that it takes. You think, how did that microscopic piece of foam not get hard before it landed? How come it was
the smaller the droplet is, the longer it takes to foam up, like the reaction time.
Because there's less there to.
It can be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've done those rounded roofs, to like when you're on the end, it's actually a pretty steep pitch. So like you'll be spraying, and like if you have just a little bit of mist, you'll step on it, you'll have solid footing, and then just like within the next second, it's slick as ice, and you fall.
Oh,
and it's like so hard. Like you got to make sure you're not moving your feet as you're spraying. You kind of got to spray, sit there for a minute, and then move. That's the only way I've really figured out how to do that. But because when you get on the end of them rounded roofs, they can be hard.
I bet. I kind of wondered about that for a while. Like, how do they do that? I got to get up on a roof sometime with somebody.
Yeah.
Just so I can kind of see how it's done.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's way easier. I mean, the gravity works with you to help make it smooth.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
wide pass, no studs to go in between.
Just easy, huh?
Just
Easy
let her
money.
eat, man. Just let her
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah. The only thing I sprayed like that was somewhat similar was a gymnasium that was on a house. So this guy has very, very nice house, tons of money, and it was a brand new house. I sprayed the whole house too, but he had a tunnel from his basement of his house to the gymnasium, and it was a full size gymnasium, like a school would have, like even with the locker rooms and everything, like it was everything. And anyway, I sprayed the dirt on that, so and it was pea gravel. But I sprayed that before they put the concrete floor down for the
Oh
gym.
yeah, keep the frost out of it.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like it was kind of fun for a lot of reasons, but it was it was a lot of work yet. I mean,
Really?
yeah,
That's-
I was very sore.
That's about the only thing I want to do and haven't got to do yet. I think that would be a lot of fun to like spray it before the concrete and then spray the building after they get it done. Like
Right.
foam everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'll say though, I was doing it by myself, so I didn't have like a helper. No one's holding the hose, no one's moving the hose, no
Sure.
one's, and then I had to stop and rake, like when I was walking through this pea gravel, I had to stop every so often and then rake it flat again.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Because I would make divots with my feet in the pea gravel, and of course, if you rake it flat, then it'll spray a lot easier. So anyway, it was that was the closest thing I've had to a roof. But anyway, so yeah, that the roofing. I bet you I think that's probably going to really start to take off if it hasn't already.
it saves people a lot of money. So my first one, they was calling me there. And they're like, we want you to spray foam over this roof.
Mhm.
And then we're going to build a roof over that. And I was like, well, spray foam is a roofing system if you use the right stuff, right? And they're like, what?
Oh
And they're
yeah.
like, okay, let's do it. So they wanted to leave all the exposed like beams and stuff in like a 150-year-old building. They're turning it to like a wedding venue to have that rustic look in it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it saved them a ton of money, way better roof, and it keeps the original look of the building without having to put an ugly metal roof on it.
Yeah. It's weird those I think about this sometimes because that's becoming very popular, the rustic farm, gambrel
And they don't want to put
barns.
foam in there. They want to leave that
Right.
exposed.
Right. And that's like the thing, right now. That's like the in style thing for weddings is like let's have a reception and everything in an old hay barn, know. And I just think sometimes, man, I can only imagine if the people that built this barn 100 years ago for hay, if you could ever like show them what people are doing with them today,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Are you kidding me?"
So
These people are getting married. They're having like the finest day of their life in this old piece of crap barn that we're just building.
Yeah,
that's just wild. It's weird, but
I live in an old general store, like an 1880 two-story brick building. My downstairs looks just like a bar, like here in Chicago. Wouldn't know that you're in like a bar, and you go upstairs, it's like a nice house. Wouldn't know you wasn't in the suburb.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do too. Cool. I love the non-traditional.
Yeah. I really like spraying old houses, like when they do rehabs. It's like a 100-year-old house, and they just gutted it, and they're like, you got these, the cavities they're not 16 on center. They're like some of them are 12 on center, and some of them are like
rough cut lumber, actual 2x4
and that sort of thing too. And it's like, you know what? This house lasted 100 years, and after I spray foam this thing, it's going to be solid as a rock. It's going to insulate. It's very well insulated. It's going to last another 100 years if
another 100 on it. Yeah.
At least, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
It makes, I don't know, it just kind of gives you that
the cool strength it adds is
the
really
strength.
Cool.
Yeah, of course.
I've seen like tornadoes going by and like tearing up one house down, but the same builder. The only difference was one spray foam, one had fiberglass. Fiberglass house is destroyed. Spray foam house is fine.
I've seen those.
I think it was a hurricane. I think.
Speaking of hurricanes, there's one going through Florida right now.
I think so.
Yeah, right now. Like
we should hit up Mark Gordos. Make sure he's good.
Mark,
good?
Are you out there? I think he might. I think he's on that same West Coast too.
Yeah, he was saying something. I saw him on Facebook. He's like, I ain't got time for that mess.
Oh, I saw that.
It's like we got to keep the schedule rolling. We got to keep rolling. We got time in our schedule for that hurricane.
I don't think it's up to him. Oh, that's funny. So you grew up in this same town
Yep.
that you live in now?
Yep. Born and
really?
raised. Yeah.
And what about your wife?
Oh, yeah. Same thing. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep. We went to high school together. So same
yeah?
grade. Yep.
She's hanging out with the troublemaker.
She was too, man. She was. I was a big troublemaker. I give her crap all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, you like dirt bags. I'd say, I'll tell you some stories off the camera, just this stuff.
Oh yeah. You don't want to get too crazy. Like
No.
You never know, your grandma might be listening to this or something. You never know.
Exactly.
You got to be kind of careful. That's crazy. So you said you got married how long ago?
3 years ago.
And you're 34?
Yep.
And you guys were together in high school?
No, so we've been like on and off. So we went to high school together, but like, yeah, like we started to date like the first time, like pretty close after high school. So
you dated for a very long time before you got married. I mean,
so I've known her a really
as
long
far as
time.
my standards go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a good 10 plus years.
Yeah, so we know we work together, work good together. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's good. You think you'll have kids?
Yeah, oh yeah, probably. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's in the plans now. So we haven't like actively been trying hard, but we will.
Yeah, it's kind of good. It's always good to have a family. It kind of ties it all together.
Yeah,
but it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are hard. They are.
I wouldn't be able to come to Chicago like, hey, Caitlin, I'm going to Chicago tomorrow.
Yeah.
That would probably have to stop. I'd have to plan stuff more.
Well, it kind of works out for me a little because I don't have to. I mean, my wife is stay at home. She doesn't work. She hasn't worked since about 3 or 4 months after I started.
I need to get to that level. So
if you can get to that level,
way better.
Well, if you have kids, it's great. If you don't have kids, I mean, I would ask.
If you
my wife would be working if we didn't have kids.
If you have kids and your wife's a teacher, you get off lucky. So you don't ever have to take them to school. You don't have to take them back from school. It's all on the teacher because they're going to ride to school with their mom.
Right. Oh, if they go to that school, yeah, for
especially
sure.
her school.
Yeah,
it's all in one school. All the grades in one school. So
right.
Yeah.
So, but when I started doing it, it was when I started spraying foam like 4 months later. It was only like 3 months later. She's like, okay, I'm ready to be done. And I was like, wait, I don't know if we're ready for this yet. Of course, all right, whatever you want, honey. So she had a good job. She was working in a hospital, and but our kids were like, I don't know, let's just say 2 and 3 or 2 and 4 or something like that, and I noticed that when I started getting busy and I was traveling around the state spraying foam, like in other cities and all that stuff, I was like, I wouldn't be able to do this. This would not work if she was still working, because then I would be gone all the time and she would have to do her job plus do everything with the kids, like get them up in the morning, take them to daycare,
babysitter.
And take them to daycare, and then get them off to put them to bed, everything. She would have to do everything because I'm sometimes gone for like 4 days at a time, and that wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all. So anyway, well, let's get to some fast questions.
Let's do it.
All right. I usually start off with a food one. Let's do. I think this would be a good question for you. What is your all-time favorite cereal?
Fruit Loops.
Really?
Yeah. Or Fruity Pebbles.
You like the Fruity
Pebbles.
I like.
I don't like cereal a lot though. It's pretty unhealthy.
You don't? Oh man, you just seem like a cereal guy to me.
I love it. It's not good for me though.
What's not? I mean, what do you mean about it's unhealthy? Like
I don't know.
It doesn't have much nutrients.
Yeah, doctors gave me like a list of stuff I should probably stay away from, and cereal is just like surprisingly unhealthy. Like there's a lot of stuff that says that.
I think that a lot of the cereals,
Especially like
are so sugary, like
especially
Fruit
Fruity
Loops or
Pebbles
like
and
Captain Crunch and like that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, there's no nutrients and there's just a bunch of sugar, so
yeah.
it really doesn't do much for you. And I get that, but I think there are some like
I wasn't
like
eating the healthy ones. So.
yeah, like if you're eating like Wheaties or Chex or Grape Nuts or
Cheerios.
Cheerios, yeah,
Good for the heart.
well, at least that's what they say. That's a dang good campaign, though. It's good for the heart. Okay, sure, maybe. So I think some of those are fairly healthy, but yeah, the ones like the kids cereals, probably garbage. All right. How many SPFA conventions have you attended? Let's say not counting this one because it's not SPFA. It's
I don't know,
what
like
is this one again? ICAA.
4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to every spray foam worldwide thing that there is.
Yeah, I know. I do too.
Not missing another one.
I try to go to all of them.
So this is pretty cool too. So a lot of people told me it wouldn't be
I heard
much
that
spray
too.
foam stuff, so I was really surprised with it. So I even found like polyurea roofing companies here. So
I heard the same thing from a lot of people. They're like, this ICAA. They're like, it's not anywhere near as good as SPFA. But I heard one of those people that said that was like, there's actually a pretty good amount of contractors here, because here's the thing is that, is with this ICAA thing is one, it's not really a good time of year. We're all busy, we're all working. 2, it's really expensive.
in Chicago.
Well, it's in Chicago, which is full of traffic and it's expensive even to park.
These hotels are a mess.
Yeah, I mean they're stacked on top of each other and everything. But no, to get into the expo, I mean to do that sort of stuff, it's really quite expensive. But and you know that, right? Or did you get did you get in somehow cheaper
with the expo? No, I didn't pay, so Lauren hooked it up.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Shout
just
out
walked
to Ambit.
in.
Thank you, Dave Law.
Oh, I thought you were saying you just walked in. I'm like,
No,
dude, we're gonna have to edit that out.
I had a name tag and everything.
Okay,
no,
okay.
I don't even know how much was it.
$795.
$795
for the name tag. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now, if you're a member, of course, you say like $200, but that's
thank you, Dave.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like you pay $795 to go to this event, and then you still got to get the hotel in Chicago, which is like $300 to $400 a night, depending on where you're at. $300 to $500 actually.
I had to,
and then parking is $59 a day. Oh, that's the cheapest I've heard of.
Yeah, I'm not fitting in the small one, so I brought my truck with the ladder rack, and it doesn't fit very many places.
Yeah,
I had to walk 2 blocks to my hotel. So of course they want to make you want you to make the reservation before you even drive there. And they're like, oh yeah, we got a place to accommodate your truck. And you get there and like, yeah, it's a couple blocks that way and turn right. And
oh my gosh.
Jeez.
And it's a pain just even getting there. Like a couple blocks that way and all that. You're like, okay, this is gonna take like a half hour to get this done because there's just so much traffic and people everywhere and it's crazy. And then you're gonna make the wrong turn and all that sort of stuff. Or you're on the wrong level. Like you think you're on the right street, but it's the street below you that you're supposed to be on.
Yep. So, that was my whole morning. So.
Yeah. I mean, I dealt with that getting here too. But so anyway, what we were saying, for those of you who are thinking about going to the ICAA, it sounds to me like it's also getting much more spray foam oriented than it ever was.
And I think that's
every single year it sounds like it's more and more.
Yeah, I think that's what like a lot of people like was telling me that it wasn't that great is also judging about what it used to be.
Exactly.
So they got momentum going towards spray foam now. Right. So I would say it's going to start getting bigger.
And I think so. I don't know if it's
fiberglass is boring.
Well, of course.
How the heck are they going to get it together and enjoy that?
Like fiberglass stuff.
No,
today.
It was mostly spray foam.
It was actually much more spray foam, or maybe some new startups that we haven't really seen before, or like Jada Software, can foam, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Just little stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I mean, it might be something to go to in the future, but I know why they do it in the fall, like this time of year when it's really not that good of a time, and that's because they want to get fresh in everybody's mind these new products. Like, hey, if we can talk to you about this new product right now when you might need it next week, or the week after or the month after, whatever. So it makes sense, but they call it like a contractors meetup. Basically, it's because there's not a whole lot of people that walk it that are the people that are going to buy like the contract.
Yeah.
No, I said that
way
wrong.
more manufacturer reps here than like contractors.
No, I said that wrong. I said contractors meetup. What I meant is vendors meetup.
Yeah,
right. I said that wrong. So anyway, but I'm glad I came. I'm sure you are.
Yes, absolutely.
I try to come to as much as I can because I always take something out of it every single time. I'll take something, and if I can get someone else to pay for it, even better. Which is what I always try to do. So anyway, let's go to another one. I was gonna say what brand of foam is currently in your rig, but I'm pretty sure that's Ambit.
Yep,
great
of
foam.
course, love it.
Yep, I sprayed Ambit for a long time. And then one reason, I made some changes in like I'm actually not a contractor anymore. I just finished up some jobs that I had on the books, but I work for SPI now.
You still have your rig?
I still have it, and
so you'll still always be in it.
No, I only still have it because I haven't sold it yet. I got a guy who's spoken for it, and so it's gonna be gone here in probably a couple of weeks.
Are you sad?
Not really. No,
it's a love-hate relationship,
Well, I love foam, and I can still have the ability to get some foam work done. Like if I need foam work done for myself or something,
sure,
I can do it.
I'd say some people.
Right. I know some people, and there's rental rigs and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
And so not a big deal. But I'm not really that excited about using a rental rig because I don't know where the tools are. I don't know what this. I've never sprayed with this gun before. I don't know
a whole new machine.
A whole new machine.
Yeah.
Like I don't really feel like I just know my rig back and forth, like the back of my hand.
Same.
Why would I want to try to figure that all out? But anyway,
on a job.
If you want some spray foam bad enough and you want to get something done bad enough, you'll figure it out. So I'll worry about that. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But yeah. So I've got a guy who's kind of a new startup guy, and my rig is a great rig, and I'm like everything works, and I can show you how to use it all, and all that. So that'll be gone here pretty soon. So, but yeah, I used to spray Ambit, and I liked it a lot.
I love it.
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah,
and I really like the people
yield.
there. I like the people there.
Oh yeah, Rockstar crew.
Yeah.
Lauren, Chaz.
Yeah,
I like how I know it all the way up to the owner. So
yep, Dave and Kevin.
Really, real easy
guys.
to talk to people.
Yep, I talk to Dave all the time. Every time I see him. And Kevin's a great guy too. I like him.
And people in Missouri really like that when you tell them you're spraying American product, all the way up to the owner.
Yep. John's a great dude too. John, I hang out with John all the time.
Oh yeah, Plowman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's came out a couple of times with me.
Yeah. He's fun. Every time he comes to Michigan, we try to see if we can meet up. Let's see here. What do you think you'd do if you weren't spraying foam? That's a tough question, unless you're thinking maybe the vertical. What do you call it? Vertical construction?
Yeah.
You think you'd be doing that? Maybe?
I don't know.
Man, that's kind of a tough question because
I don't even want to think about that, man.
Yeah. How's your health? I mean, your shoulder. It seemed like I think I heard you complaining about something before.
It's been making me sick, so I haven't really been spraying foam for like a year. Just going into the job sites and the process of it just making me sick. So
do you think you got like what do you call sensitized or something?
Yeah, I got like a little bit of a throat problem, and it just does it
feel like it's closing in or something?
Yeah,
one of those things.
Yep, exactly, something pretty much just like that. So
have you ever do you get that when only days of spraying, or do you get it other times too?
Sometimes it's on the random too, but I've been very healthy since I stopped that. So
since you stopped
foaming and just step back and a lot of different stuff, changes my diet.
Yeah. Because years ago, even before I started spraying, I was getting that kind of like a sense, like my throat
sensitivity to it.
Yeah, almost like I swallowed something, but it's not all the way down, and there's something still lodged in my throat a little bit. I kind of had that feeling. It was kind of a real vague feeling. Well, the guy, the doctor's like, yeah, you just need some what do you call it? Not like Prilosec. Prilosec.
Oh, yeah.
You know the
Yep.
heartburn stuff.
Yes, yep.
He's like, you just need some of that. You
Mm-hmm.
just need some Prilosec, and you'll be fine. And sure enough, he's right.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, it's not heartburn, though, because it didn't have that like acid. You know, it was just it's a different feeling. So anyway, but that's probably not what you have. I was just probably the same sort of feeling. But what's the best concert you ever been to?
Concert?
Yeah,
Probably the only one, Rockfest.
Rockfest. You've only been to one
I
concert
think it's the biggest one-day concert
in Missouri.
in ever. Around, I think was Bonnaroo the biggest one, but it's like a 3-day event.
Oh, I've heard of Bonnaroo. I've never heard of Rockfest. So I don't keep up with like today's stuff, so I don't know. Who was there? Everybody? Are you talking about like classic rock or today's rock? Or
like Korn.
Oh, okay. That's kind of classic today, which is weird.
Yeah,
I was going through high school when
really
all that stuff was.
Yeah, so that's when I went to Rockfest.
Yeah,
I'll buy the CD, bro, and play it over and over. Not a big concert person.
Really?
No.
Okay. Well, who do you listen to?
Morgan Wallen.
Do you really? Man,
I'm all about it, dude.
I got a bone to pick. A second.
I love it.
Yeah. I think his music's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. And the people that love him.
Yeah,
that's cool.
If you notice, I got just a little bit of a Tennessee accent.
You definitely have an accent, from what I have.
They don't even match with Missouri people. So I have an accent even to Missouri people.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
It's just a little bit of Tennessee. So, my brother has always been a very influential person to me. So I have a little bit of a Tennessee. So he's from Tennessee. So
your brother's from Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh, so you started talking like him. Is he older than you?
Yep, about 10 years
that's
older
why.
than me. So
you always looked up to him, and so you started talking to like him.
Exactly.
I do that sometimes.
We talk a lot. So I'll go there and spend like a week, and then just be like really draw back and slow. It'll get in too strong.
That's funny. My father-in-law, I'm not even going to try to explain how he talks, but he definitely talks kind of funny. And if I'm like hanging out with him for too long, I mean, I like the guy, I look up to him and, but I'll start talking like him and I'm like, dang it, why am I doing this? I know after like, it is kind of weird. If you look up to someone or you admire somebody or whatever, and they talk a little different, you'll start talking like them.
Yeah,
for sure. It's weird. What was your first car?
Well, so my grandpa gave me a truck and he said, here's a truck that you can go make money in. So I gave that back within a first few months. That was like an old square body Chevy. But the first car I bought and I liked was a 1994 Toyota pickup. And oh my gosh, I did everything in that truck. I beat it up. It is truly invincible. You can't kill it. You just cannot. I don't think I've ever changed the oil in it the whole time I drove it.
Really?
Rolled it, flipped it back over, and drove it to school. Like, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Love Toyotas.
Do you still?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I got an FJ Cruiser still. I haven't even started it in 10 years, but
I bought all the parts. Like one of those from like the early 2000s
looking thing.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
You bought a bunch of parts for it. Was it?
I broke it, and then I bought the parts for it, but just never fixed it, and just parked right beside my shop.
So it doesn't need a lot of work.
Just A-arm.
What's that?
Just an A-arm. Yeah.
Oh, so it runs fine.
Yeah, motor and transmission's all there. I spent like $15,000 on it within like 6 months. I just kept tearing it up, and I'd take it to Toyota, so they would charge me a lot. So rear end, transmissions, everything in the drivetrain. Really, the steering, from the steering wheel all the way to the rack and pinion, all new.
What's your wife's opinion of this thing?
I don't think anybody liked that car.
They're talking about the FJ?
Yeah.
because it's just a money pit.
Just the way I drove it. It wasn't a money pit. Oh no, it was tough. It's the only vehicle I've never killed. So,
But you still have it right now.
yeah, I still have it. Yeah, I could put an A-arm on it and it'd be road ready. I even
it'd be-
got the lights for it. Yeah,
Oh,
new lights and stuff.
oh, that's good. Man, you're funny. You crack me up.
Yeah,
You remind me of
I'm
some other
holding
people
back
I know.
because I know I'm on camera. So
Oh, you're doing it.
the stories get better when we get off camera.
Yeah. Let's do one more. Where is the furthest you've traveled from home?
Yeah, for spray foam worldwide stuff.
Was it?
Yeah, I've been to the ocean.
You're talking
To the
about
Gulf.
California, San Antonio,
Texas,
Alabama,
San
Texas.
Antonio. Well, where? No, we've been to Florida. Been to Florida. Yeah, where was
Daytona.
that?
That was like a year and a half ago.
Yep. So
Yeah.
that's it. So I've never really traveled outside of work and family.
Work and family. Oh, to go see family, like in
Yeah,
the States.
or like to do some training or like working over
Right.
the road somewhere.
I see. Well, that's cool. Hey, man, it's been fun having you on.
Yeah, it's
We've
been
had a
fun
good time.
being here.
Time flies. I don't even know how long this is, but we've been cruising along pretty good. Drive safe tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in Daytona, right?
Yep.
See you in
for
Daytona.
Sure.
Okay, man. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya.